Hey guys, so I've got a lift pump in my truck, and with the lift pump, I don't have to have the stock fuel filter anymore. So some people leave it on because, I mean, extra filtration, I guess, but the stock fuel filter is like an 8 micron fuel filter, and the fuel filter on the AirDog lift pump is a 2 micron fuel filter. So I'm already filtering out anything that the stock fuel filter would be able to filter. So there's no point in having it. So I ordered some stuff here. I'll try and do this. So I ordered some things. So I ordered this stuff from Extreme Diesel Performance, XDP. And I guess it came with an O-ring. I ordered an extra one, so it's not gonna hurt nothing. Make sure there's nothing else in the box. Okay, so this is a fuel filter delete bowl. It just threads into where the fuel filter would thread into, and it just sits there and hangs out. It comes with a gasket and a plug. So this little plug here goes there. You can use that to get your fuel pressure at the oil filter, at the stock housing. I have it running off of the lift pump, so I have my pressure demand from the lift pump instead of from here. And then this is a water and fuel sensor delete plug. So the stock filter has a hole in it at the bottom, and that's where the with water and fuel sensor goes. So I'm just going to delete that. So this will just go on here like so. And then this will thread onto the delete bowl. So we're going to do that real quick. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and pre-seat all of this stuff. So I'm going to get some Teflon tape for this guy. Now I'm thinking about it now that I have the Teflon tape. This leaked on my last truck when I did this. So maybe I would be better off with some Loctite. Yeah, I think I'm going to try Loctite. Alright, I can't find it, so I'm going to go ahead and go the Teflon route, I guess. So with Teflon, you want to wrap it with the way you're going to spin it. Like this gets tightened to the right. So if we wrap it around, I'll just show you. If we wrap it around this way, we don't want it to unthread itself, like to come off as we do it. So let me try to explain. This stuff's all clean. So let me try to explain this a little better for you. So if this is wrapped around this way, see how the last piece landed on top? So as we thread it this way, it's just going to smush it into the threads. Now if we wrapped it around this way, when we thread it to the right, it's going to try and pull it off. So we don't want that. Okay. 3/16. I can't find my 1/4-inch drive ratchet anywhere, so adapters it is. That's probably tight enough. Just gonna clean this up. Hope it doesn't leak this time, as it did on the old truck. Alright. Don't need much of this white lifting grease, because I don't want that in the fuel system either. Because this is after the filters, after the AirDog filters. I'm sure there's like a proper torque spec for this, but I won't be using it. They sell a tool for installing this thing, but it was like $7, and I'm not paying $7 for a one-time use type thing. So I feel like that's something they could just make a plastic one and give it to you. This is probably not going to work very well for me. Oh, that's okay. Just trying not to completely mash it up, but at the same time, it's got to get tight. I can hear it dragging on the paint. That's got to be tight enough. Okay. So the last thing is this gasket, and it goes in the top of the bowl here. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit of white lithium as well. So the last thing I want to do is tear it up while I'm trying to install it. And by a little bit, I mean a little bit. I need to cut that hole a little bigger. See if that's enough. And I'm doing this without gloves on for this one because I can feel how, like, I'm trying to think of the right word, how lubricated it is, I guess, by using my hands. Like it's kind of dragging right here in this area, so I'll just keep working the lithium until there's no draggy spots. Okay, let's go take the old fuel filter out and slap this bad boy in there.
This stuff's wet. Why is it wet? The sensors hanging down below it aren't wet, but it is wet. Just right there, though. Oh no. Alright, well, what I'm gonna do is clamp this off with vice grips. Alright, so this system is pressurized right now, even. So I'm trying to close up the old vice grips here. So the bottom fuel line is the in, the top one is the out. So I'm just gonna put a rag on here to try and keep these vice grips from breaking it. Oh God, I'm gonna lose you. I don't really know where to put this thing. If it'll stay there, cool. I didn't think it would, but there's just not a lot of room to work down in here. Got the line pretty good and pinched. Okay, I think you're all right there. Now I need to disconnect the water and fuel. Just down here. I need this there. This is gonna make a mess either way. Strip some paint off the frame. I think I tried to get this thing off before, and it was not having it. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Maybe I did get it off before. I don't remember now. I'm gonna try and put a catch basin type deal underneath there. I'm just gonna try and contain some of the mess. But, this isn't gonna work. Well. Let's see how much starts leaking out. This filter's been on the truck since I got the truck, so it kind of needed to come off either way. Alright, well, there's not a whole bunch of diesel spilling all around it. It is full, though. Oh man, I should have done this from the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Spilled some. Okay. Alright. That worked out. Alright. I went and dumped that in my 5-gallon diesel jug. Because diesel's like $4 right now. I guess I could have used diesel to kind of lube up this O-ring too, but it keeps trying to pop out. So like I was saying, this is way easier if you just pull the fender out, but it didn't take long anyway. So as I'm tightening this, I'm kind of feeling around for that O-ring just to make sure it's all right. It's another reason for taking the fender off. Okay, so now we have to bleed the system. So I'm gonna crack this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a tiny little Phillips head, or I think it's a 12 bolt here, and it's not made of much. I think stock they're nylon. This is an aftermarket one that's aluminum, I believe. So I'll crack that, and I'll turn the lift pump on, and then once fuel starts coming out, I'll throw that back in there. Or I can, I can push it by hand and try and get fuel to come up that way, but I have a lift pump, so I'm gonna do it the easy way. Well, I grabbed this 1/2 inch, didn't mean to, but I have it now. So these 12-point sockets suck. I hate them. All they do is strip things out. Okay, came up pretty easy, I think. I'm gonna crack that. Turn my key on and get the lift pump running. Oh, what a mess. Yep. It would have helped if I unplugged or if I took the vice grips off, huh? As soon as I went and turned the key on, I was like, oh shit, I just broke it. Damn. Ah, damn. Yeah, I should have taken these off first. Oh, man. Well, no doubt. No doubt. Alright, well, I'm gonna try to get that. Yeah, it's plastic. It's a little piece of plastic. So this is not the aftermarket one. I thought I'd put a... Oh, man. What am I gonna do now? That's not great. Not great at all. It didn't look like it was leaking out of the bowl though, so that's a plus. Since it's just plastic, I'm gonna try and easy out, I guess. Yeah, it's turning. Hoping AutoZone or somebody has this, and when my wife gets home, I can use her car to go get it. Man, because there ain't no like welding that back together or anything. That blows. That blows. All right, well, let me figure something out. Okay, so I ordered the part. AutoZone. It's a 5-pack, so that'll probably be good to have anyway. And then I have this. It's not a real great cleaning agent. I mean, it is a good cleaning agent. This is like a detail spray that I would use for what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's like something, it's not a degreaser, but I would use it to clay bar the truck, or clay bar anything. So I'm just gonna spray it in here, let it sit for a while. Hopefully it'll clean some of this shit up. Of course, I didn't pay attention to whether I sprayed it into the hole that's wide open now or not. Man, I'm fucking up today. Man. Well. Just soak all that up. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this for now. Stuff that in there. Just cover it, I guess, whatever. That'll have to be good enough. Well, I learned a lesson. Prime it by hand.
Okay, so it's a pretty common issue. XDP sells this brass one. They also sell Extreme Diesel, so they sell an aluminum one. And then the Dorman one is the plastic one that I just broke. So I had a good one on my old truck, and I guess I forgot to move it over. So yeah, I just got the 5-pack of the regular ones because that's all they had in stock locally. I may order, well, I'm not with a 5-pack, I'm not going to order one, but if I ever get a wild hair, I guess I'll order that, the aluminum one. The reason that happened is because the lift pump is set at 8 psi. The truck wants 8 psi, so it was pushing 8 psi through a hose that I had clamped off, and then I had the screw like halfway in. So, I mean, it's forcing fuel through there. So I should have just hand pumped it until fuel started coming out, you know, and no more air. So that's what I'll do. It's probably full now, but I'll do that anyway before throwing the new screw in, all the way at least.
So I'm gonna be smart this time and use something hand controlled. Okay, fuel's coming out. Start it by hand. Okay, so I'm pushing the hand primer. I don't see any fuel leaking out of where I just put the new bolt in, so let me show you. Try to show you. So new bolt primer. You push this down, and it'll bleed fuel. Not bleed fuel, but it'll push fuel up out of that little hole. Once you have fuel coming out, that means there's no more air. Because the air wants to come out there. So I don't see any of the leaks around the bowl from pushing on it. So I'm gonna start the lift pump and see what we get.